obviously paid dividends today. Their hard work, their preparation. Very, very happy for the seniors to have them go out on another positive. They were able to win their last game at home at Rice Eccles and then get another one today to add to their legacy, and that's been a great crew. They really were freshmen, most of them, after we were coming off those 2 5-7 seasons, and they really helped get us traction in this league and in the Pac-12, and just played a lot of good football for us and did a lot of good things for us, and couldn't be happier to see them go out with a win today. Questions?
Kyle, can you talk about your defense today?
Yeah, outstanding. What was 150 yards, 160 yards I think they gave up, 20-something rushing and 6 first downs, and probably half that total was on the last drive or second to last drive. And so proud of how they played. Came up with 3 takeaways on defense. The 4th was on the punt. So Julian Blackman with the 2 interceptions and the fumble recovery that we had. So a lot of good things with the defense. I thought they really controlled the game from start to finish, our defense, and particularly the front. Very proud of those senior defensive linemen, Lowell and Flip and Kylie Fitz. Thought they played extremely well today. We won the line of scrimmage. That was very evident, both sides of the ball.
Today and for most of the season, you had a lot of young players contributing big minutes. How optimistic are you to have them coming back next season, but also just to have this experience?
Well, we feel like we got a good nucleus coming back. We are losing a good group of seniors, a lot of talent in that group, and I'm sure we'll be watching a lot of them play on Sundays, in the upcoming future. But we think we've got a good group coming back, like I said. We'll see how hard they work and where they're, what kind of leadership we can generate. And the Pac-12 is a challenge every single year. Everyone else probably feels like they got a good group coming back as well. So very competitive, and we'll see what happens. We're real close this year. Nobody cares about being close, but we're 7 points away from 10 wins or whatever it is, but nobody cares because we weren't. But I guess the positive of that is we are not that far away.
Kyle, you're now 11-1 in bowl games here at Utah. What does that say about the kind of program that you guys have built over the past decade plus?
Well, it's we got a group of guys and have had several groups of guys come through here that take a lot of pride in their bowl performance and the bowl record that we have here at the University of Utah. And this group was no different that we had this year. And each subsequent group doesn't want to be the group that lets the previous groups down. They want to continue to keep the that bowl prowess, I guess you could say, alive. And this group did a great job. Excuse me, doing that.
Kyle, how important do you feel like it was for Zach to get that big run early and let you guys play from ahead throughout the game?
It's always great to get a lead, and he popped that run. It was 50 yards or maybe a little more, and that did give us momentum. And that was then we stalled for a while. We didn't get much after that for quite some time, but that was you always want to get out front, and we were able to do that with that big run, and that's certainly better than the reverse of that, having them pop something and get ahead.
Coach, what are some of the major adjustments you made defensively, because there was high-power offense? What is something that you guys just changed defensively? Was it just your size and physicality, or your fronts?
I think it started with the size and phicality up front. I felt like we controlled the line of scrimmage. I felt like the line of scrimmage was ours, and that was the starting point. We were thin on DBs. We didn't have really any backups. I guess we had one backup. We had to, we were down 3 DBs going into this game. When you got a team that's got as many good wideouts as they got, that was a concern. But thought the DBs held up outstanding. Fortunately, we didn't come away with any injuries. And our MO on defense is to turn a team one-dimensional. Take away the run, prove to them they can't run the ball, force them into throwing situations, and get after the quarterback, which that formula worked for us today.
Knowing that they were without their starting quarterback and their running back and a couple other starters, did that change anything scheme-wise that you were doing?
Well, we certainly looked at the last game. Although they ran for over 200 yards in that last ball game they had in the regular season, so with the same group, minus the back, but we're minus guys. Everybody at this point in the year is minus guys, so you can't. We never cry the blues about who we're missing. You just play with who you got, and that's what you do. So we're not really concerned, but it did. We obviously knew there would be a heavier dose of run than if the other quarterback would have been available.
Coach, you tied Nick Saban for most wins, most bowl wins for an active coach. I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on that accomplishment.
Well, I guess like Joe Walsh says, the coolest guy on the planet. I'm just lucky that way. So there you go. It's one of my favorite Joe Walsh songs, by the way. It's kind of a side B, a deep track. You have to look that one up.
And you're 1-0 against Nick Saban, too.
Okay, take that.
But Julian Blackman, for him to come up with a game like that, a guy who's worked so hard, and a local kid, he was just ecstatic after the game.
Should be, and I think Julian's going to be one of the best. I think he is one of the best corners in the country, and I think you'll see that proven in the next couple of years. He's just a true sophomore, and he has some incredible skills and a skill set that is exactly what you look for at that corner spot. He's just a true sophomore, along with Tyler Huntley, like I said, and both those guys, you know, the future is very bright for those two guys, which will be a big plus for us.
Going back to the bowl record, what's different about your bowl preparation?
Well, I don't think anything in particular. You know, I like to say that, you know, on even days of the month we practice twice or whatever. I mean, it's just not. There is no uniqueness to it other than hard work. You know, it's, you know, I can't say for certain, but you hear of other places, hey, you get in a bowl and you go out 4 or 5 times in shorts and helmets and run around for 45 minutes, and that's not how we approach it. You know, we approach it like a regular season game. We go full pads a great deal of the time during the prep. We run conditioning, and we condition them, and I mean, so I think it's more of, you know, how the players approach it and the effort they put into it. I don't think it's any magical sequence of practices or you know, structure or anything like that. It's just how they approach it.
Kyle, how would you evaluate Tyler's game today?
I'm sorry, where'd that come from? Oh, okay, say it again.
Tyler Huntley's game today?
You know, I think he, some throws there that he usually does make that he missed on. But I don't think did he throw an interception? I don't think he threw a pick. I think we just had the one fumble. But, you know, he's a guy that is usually very accurate. His numbers today, I guess, I'm not sure. I guess I had to look at it. Not as he's under 50%, so typically he's close to 70%. But a couple of those, you know, 2 or 3 of those were drops, you know, passes that should have been caught. But I think Tyler was a little off his game today, throwing the football. And, you know, he's been, you look at his entire body of work throughout the course of the season, he's been very good, very accurate. So maybe just a little bit off today in the throw game.
I was actually going to ask you about Tyler too. Aside from today, I just wonder how do you, obviously right after the season, but assess sort of his growth over this season as your starter, obviously being named the starter during camp, and obviously had some time he missed with injury. But where do you feel like he's at the end of this season?
I thought he had a great deal of progression through the season and got much better. Was slowed down and it was almost like 3 steps forward, 1 step back with the injuries. You know, we'd start to progress and then get hurt and have to regroup and come back again. I think the biggest thing for Tyler this offseason is to put on about 20 pounds, 15 or 20 pounds. He has to, because his style of play, you know, he loves to run the football, and you can't get it done at 185 pounds and stay healthy. So we got to get him up over, you know, around 205, and I think that's his biggest challenge this upcoming offseason. And, you know, he's going to feel, you know, obviously more comfortable next year, having been through the whole year in the offensive system, and should make him a lot more confident and comfortable with what he's doing.
You got to the QB a lot more today. What was different today versus maybe some of the rest of the season?
Well, first of all, we got to him predominantly with a 4-man rush, which was great to see. You know, we didn't have to dial up many blitzes. In fact, most of the blitzes we dialed up were run blitzes, and had some success there knocking out the run with some of those. But those 3 senior linemen, like I said, just turned it up today, and you know, we were owning the line of scrimmage, and that's you know, that's due to them. And I don't want to leave Bradley and I out of that, because he was big this game as well, and knocked that ball loose. I guess it was incomplete pass, but he's very active as well. But they came ready to play, and they were excited about this game, those 3 kids. All right, thanks, guys. Thanks to the Bowl. Thanks to Zaxby's and everybody. It was a great time. We had a great time.